Thank you for attending our webinar for today. My company is Phoenix Global Shipping, and I'm Sumaya Jabril. I'm a licensed customs broker. We're going to start with the disclaimer. The information presented in this webinar is for informational purposes only and reflects the views and opinions of the presenter. It does not constitute a legal, financial, or professional advice. While efforts have been made to ensure the accuracy and completeness of this information, no guarantees are made regarding its correctness. The organizers and presenters disclaim any liabilities for action taken based on the content of this webinar. Attendees are encouraged to consult with qualified professionals for specific advice tailored to their situation. Additionally, the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of those hosting organization. By participating in this webinar, you acknowledge and agree to this disclaimer. Rise above, be relentless. That's our company motto for Phoenix Global. Phoenix Global specializes in sourcing high quality products like t-shirts and hoodies with specialized logos from overseas. We manufacture them to the exact standards and deliver them worldwide. Additionally, we specialize in cut and sew textiles. We also source authentic Egyptian cotton towels and beddings. Our expertise lie in leveraging the world's richest culture, heritage, and natural resources to bring unique and authentic products to global market. So our agenda for today, we're going to talk about promotional product overview, duties, cost analysis, sourcing strategies, and supplier evaluation. So let's start with what are promotional products? Promotional products can be apparel like t-shirts, hats, and hoodies, pens, drinkerware, bags, backpacks, and office products, tech products. And companies use this to promote their company, or they could use it to sell and make profits. So they're used at trade shows, conferences, and other events. They could also be used as a welcome gifts for new employees, and they're additionally as an incentive for clients or students, and as a bonus items with shipped orders, and as a handout on sales calls. Benefits. They help potential customers recognize a company's brand. And recently, we were trying out wedding dresses for my friend. And after we finished, the owner gave my friend all these promotional products with cups personalized to my friend. So that was really a really nice way to remember that bridal shop. It can be used again as a reminder, have a longer lifespan than other forms of advertising, can be combined with other forms of advertising for greater impact. Why are they effective? Because people often keep promotional products for months or years. They can be used in everyday life. You drink from a bottle of water. You write in a notebook. You journal. I personally use that all the time. Pens. So it's every day to put that company in your head. So let's talk about, let's say, drinkerware from China and their duty rates, how they're going to be impacted. So with Trump's tariff increased on China, it has impacted my customers and other customers of whether they should bring goods from China or not, or just change it altogether and choose another country. So I'm going to give a few examples. One of them is a ceramic drinkware from China. It falls under the HTS classification 6912 004810, and the duty rate is 9.8%. It's a 12 ounce. So, and it measures around 4 inches, 3.5. And let's say you order, because from China, if you're going to order drinkerwares, the minimum is 500. And originally, the duty rate on that was 9.8. Now, the new blanket tariff is 20%. So if you order 500 and then you're paying, 15 times the 29.8 that you're paying, you're purchasing, each cup for $19.47. And that's about 9,735 for 500 pieces. Like it's not going to be worth it because who's going to buy like a ceramic drinkerware, from overseas to here? It's too much. Originally it was 1648. You would have a little bit of, you know, difference for profit, but with the 20% extra tariff, like you won't have. It's about 1,500 difference into the promotional budget in each shipment. Say, and the second example is a plastic drinkerware tumbler. This is the one that I actually wanted to bring from China, and my clients also wanted to bring it. And originally it was like 3.4%, and there was a great profit margin for me to bring it from there. However, since they added the 20% tariff, it wasn't worth it anymore. It was easier to just buy it at Ross. Literally, you could buy a cup at Ross for $8 to $9 instead of paying, the $11 or the paying $14 per cup with your logo on it. It's a lot cheaper to stay in the United States than go overseas, than go to China specifically, and being required to purchase the 500 minimum quantity that you have to get from there, and that's about 1,100 difference into the promotional budget each shipment. So it did have us move from China um, to go to Bangladesh, India, and Egypt because the tariffs are not as harming as they are in China. Duty rates for textiles. So originally for men t-shirts and hoodies of cotton, they were about 16.5%, and there was additional 7% for now. With Trump, he added 20% additional. And that's again, it doesn't make it worth it. If my company has, let's say, a profit of per t-shirt, let's say, I don't know, $5 to $6, but this new tariffs are added, then it eats into the profit. And then again, it's not worth it anymore to bring from China because you're breaking even worse. It might even go into your pocket. While you're trying to get these hoodies and t-shirts for your clients. And we have like in-country companies competing with us. So the tariffs really eat into the profit, which is not helpful. And other textile material of man-made fiber t-shirt, hoodies, they were 32% plus 7% for China, so additional 20%. He added to them, which makes it really difficult. Again, it's just if you do not have like this huge company, it's not worth it to get from China these t-shirts, hoodies with the logos. It's not worth it because the duties are crippling. The screen printed t-shirts on both adult and children's sizes fall within textile category designation 338, which means it requires you a visa and a quota. And each time it must be checked at the time of shipments with customs because certain cottons, for example, from China or Egypt that are coming into the United States, each country has a quota each year. So it has to be met. That's why a licensed customs broker is important to be able to let you know, hey, no, you can bring this amount of cotton this year. No, yes, it has been met. No, it hasn't been met. Otherwise, your shipment could be held at the customs and you'll be paying warehousing fees. Sourcing strategies. So with all these new tariffs happening, what we suggest is that you source from free trade agreement countries, you source locally, you negotiate with suppliers, use free trade zones and foreign trade zones to reduce duties at a later date. Explore options in Egypt because the dollar goes a long way. $1 is 47 Egyptian pounds. And work with knowledgeable individuals, renegotiate your contract with existing customers and suppliers, and always stay informed. So the free trade agreements are Australia, Bahrain, Chile, Colombia, Israel, Jordan, South Korea, Morocco, Oman, Portugal, Panama, Peru, Sweden, and Singapore. So for Phoenix Global, our reach for the free trade agreement would be Morocco, and yeah, that's pretty much it, Morocco. But if we can get, because most of my connection and Phoenix Global connection is in the Middle East, if we can get connections in Jordan and Oman, that would also propel us forward. And that's like our next goal as well. How to evaluate your suppliers. First is quality. Assess the product quality, consistency, and make sure they adhere to the specification. Delivery, evaluate on-time delivery performance, flexibility, and handling rush orders and lead times. So with quality, for example, the Egyptian cotton and linens that we bring to the United States, they feel really, really good because Egyptians, they're known for their cotton. But there might be other things that I might not go to the Egyptian market. If the thing is so technical, I'd rather go to China or India because Egypt, they'll be like, they see a picture from my experience. I'm like, yeah, I could do this box, but like, no, there's certain technicalities that you need to meet, that it needs to be done a certain way. So we assess based on the countries and people's ability to determine where we go with certain products. Cost, compare pricing to market rates, consider total cost of acquisition, and assess willingness to share cost breakdowns. And then evaluate technical expertise, innovation potential, and dedicated resources. Sustainability, consider environmental and social responsibilities practices. And when you're evaluating your suppliers, make sure you assess the language and cultural compatibility because we have people inland in Egypt going in there speaking the language, and the fact that I speak the language goes a long way for us to make sure we got the products we asked for, the supplies that we asked for, and there is no mistakes. And if there is, we can go back and ask for things to be fixed. And very, very important. Evaluate compliance with international trade regulations, with the current climate, with the trade regulation, the tariff wars that are happening. It's really important to stay on track. Consider time zone differences and communication challenges. Again, we deal with that because of the 7 hour difference that we have with Egypt, where we have to make sure we stay up late or we wake up early to make sure we're talking to them, or we have to make sure we give our clients the right amount of estimate date because of the time difference. I got to make sure that the people on the ground are able to give me the right estimate because of their time difference. Analyze currency exchange risks and payment terms. So right now the US dollar is 47 Egyptian pounds, but a couple months ago it was 50 Egyptian pounds. That makes a difference. So if I quote a customer when it was 50 Egyptian pounds, but the exchange rate reduces, I have to let my customer know, hey, if the exchange rate reduces, this is the amount of price you might have to pay because it fluctuates. So cost analysis, they're subject to change. Like I mentioned, currently the Turkish lira is 36.44 to $1. Chinese yuan is $7.27. And the logistics and transportation. So if you're shipping 30 kilograms or more by air shipments, if you're usually using FedEx and DHL and you ship with them often, it's about $6 to $7 per kilogram. And you have to have that 30 kilogram or more. The sea shipping is 450 per kilogram. If you're shipping 30 kilograms or less by air shipments, you're going to pay $10 per kilogram. And sea shipping must be 30 kilograms or more, otherwise they won't ship it for you unless you have an N. And these shipping costs add up quick. So it's important that so we combine our customers' orders together so that they can save on shipping costs. Because if you're ordering only 50 t-shirts, 100 t-shirts, only like 500 linens, and you're just doing one at a time, it's gonna eat you up in the shipping cost. So if you're ordering, it's good to order them all together so it could come in once. And if you do sea shipping, it's cheaper, but it takes about 4 to 5 weeks to get here. And you do air shipping, it takes about 7 to 14 days to get here from the time you place your order. And then the compliance and trade regulation costs. Generally, customs broker fees are 175 to 1,000, depending how big your shipment is, but it starts at 175. If you're doing customs consulting fee, again, starts 175 an hour to 495 an hour. The customs broker fee is one time, that 175. And then additional tariffs can impact the total cost. Quality management. Costs related to reworks, defects, and claim production delays due to quality issues. So it's important that if you're ordering for your clients certain products, make sure that when you're quoting them certain prices, It's not just like, hey, I'm breaking even or I'm making this certain profit. No, if there is quality issue, you're able to replace it, and that amount you're charging them is going to be able to make up for that. Otherwise, it comes out of your pocket. Raw material and production costs. Make sure you compare supplier cost, analyze direct and indirect cost, and material and overhead costs. So best practices for cost analysis. Align costs with company goals and objectives. Regularly reevaluate criteria to align with evolving business needs. Gather customer feedback. Engage in regular cost benchmarking to compare costs with the industry. So I always like get, products from different countries, even though I'm like, oh, my customer is gonna like this country better. And then they would surprise me, be like, no, we like the original better. So it's always, don't make assumptions. You'd be surprised what your customer likes. So just create that, feedback loop and that database of what your customer likes. Again, my name is Sumaya Jibril. This is our contact information. Do you have any questions or comments?
Right on my end. Thank you.
Thank you so much for attending. You have a great day.
You as well.